Hey guys, my name is Ben Pine, and this is my before and after story. Before and after stories are basically just our stories about our lives before and after knowing Jesus. We picked two different words to describe each of those. My first word is uncertain. I chose that because I grew up in sort of a Christian home. We went to church on Sundays just because that's like what we were told to do, and I always tried to be a good person and do what I thought God wanted me to do, what my parents wanted me to do, tried to be a good person in my own right. But I don't know, I was really uncertain about whether or not God existed and if Jesus was who he claimed to be and if the Bible was reliable, and also if there was a God, if he loved me and if I was ever good enough. I tried to be as good as I could, but I never knew. I was never certain if I was good enough, if there was a God. And so for a while, while I was in high school, I was basically an atheist, not believing in God at all. But I still wasn't certain whether or not I was sure if he was there or not. So my senior year, I basically spent that whole time processing, trying to figure out who Jesus was, if there was a God. So by the end of my senior year, after a long time of processing, I came to the point where I realized that there was a God and that Jesus was who he claimed to be, that he was, in fact, the Son of God who came to man and lived a perfectly sinless life, and he died on the cross. And I finally understood what that meant. I'd always heard the story about Jesus dying on the cross my whole life, but I never knew really what it meant and never knew how it applied to me. Um, and that's where my second word, assured, comes into play. After realizing what Jesus did on the cross, I became assured that God loved me and that I was accepted by him, because it's not based on anything that I have done, because I can never be good enough. All my trying to be good enough was never enough and never would be enough. But because Jesus lived the perfect life and died on the cross in my place, he took the penalty that I deserved for my shortcomings, for my failures, for me not being good enough, so that I can be assured that I am loved and accepted by God because of what Jesus did on my behalf as my Savior. That is my story, before and after knowing Jesus. If you have any questions about that, feel free to contact me. I love talking about this stuff. So, that's my story. Thanks for listening.